Hey, everybody, come on in. Today we're just chit-chatting. I don't know about what. You guys have the control today. What do you want to talk about? What's on your mind? What's good? What have you been seeing? What questions do you have? What is the deal? Is this open? Yes. So, if no one has anything that they want to share, and we're just going to chit chat, let's kind of talk about what it's like being an empath, right? So, when I've always known that I was an empath, but I didn't know that it had a name until I was probably like out of college, like early 20s. And I could never, ever understand, right? Like why I just always knew what people were feeling, what they were thinking, you know. As an empath, it's like total overload, right? There was a time where I could not go in public places. Like if there was large crowds, no ma'am, I could not go because I would feel everybody's energy and it was horrible. It was like people would be sick, I'd get sick. People would just be angry, I'd get angry. So then like I just started going to the grocery store, you know, early in the morning, right? It saved me. I'd be so overwhelmed all the time trying to get my groceries, and the lady next to me is overwhelmed because like her husband is acting crazy at home. You know, it was just too much. So anyways, being an empath basically just means that you are clairsentient. What does that mean? It means that you have clear feeling. So what other people are feeling, you know immediately what they are feeling, like what they're going through, right? Because you feel it as if it is your own. That's what being an empath is. So it's like when you possess this ability, right? You also sometimes will get clairvoyance, which is clear seeing, right? You might receive visions. You might receive like pictures of things that are happening in your mind, in your third eye, right? You're just able to see clearly. You're able to think clearly, learn clearly. You just have like a knowing, right? Well, that's clear cognizance. Clear cognizance. You can have that, right? You may even also be able to communicate with animals, which is weird. Like I have a thing for dogs. I would never have a dog because I know 100% that if my dog got lost, stolen, or like had to cross over, I would probably lose all of my mind. So yeah, I don't have pets. I would love to have pets, but just because of how I would feel about them if I didn't have them anymore, they'd be like my kids. Like I couldn't imagine, you know, losing something that you're so close to, especially if you're close to them because you can sense their emotions. Oh no. So being empathic and having other like spiritual abilities or gifts is something that you should really cherish. And you shouldn't allow really anyone to tell you that what you have is wrong, or what your gift is not of God, right? Because everything that you can do, everything that you can create is given to you on purpose, because it is for you, it is yours, right? So don't let anybody else tell you otherwise. I know when I was little, I had very, very clear psychic gifts, and then we started going to church. And then I was told that those gifts were not of God. And you know, I'm a child, so I'm extremely impressionable. And so I stopped using them. Like, whenever things would come up, I wouldn't speak on it. I wouldn't acknowledge it. Like, it was nothing. And that, looking back, like, I really did myself a disservice, because I can't imagine where I would be now if I allowed myself to just use my gifts, you know? We are so programmed in this society to think that anything beyond what we can see is automatically evil, right? When a lot of the times what we can actually see is the evil. So, yeah. So, I say all that to say, take care of your gifts. Use your gifts, honor your gifts, right? Don't let anybody else make comments on excuse me, your abilities. It's none of their business. Anyways, there are different types of empaths, okay? There's physical empaths. Physical empaths are people who can, like, feel your aches and pains. They know when you're sick, right? People who are physical empaths, a lot of the times will become like doctors and nurses, or they'll be energy healers. They may also can tell if you're having, like, emotional, like, upheaval. So they might even be like psychiatrists as well. Let's see what else. As an empath, I always feel like I have to help people, because I want everyone to be great. But I've had to realize that I cannot help everyone. And if I don't help myself first, then I can't pour into anything else. So it's been a very interesting but clearing road, learning how to put myself first before anyone and anything else, right? Very, very interesting. The one thing with being an empath, and this is kind of like the sciencey part, is that the reason that scientifically, the reason why we are able to feel people's feelings, right, has to do with our personal electromagnetic field, right? It has to do with our mirror neurons, and it has to do with our electromagnetic field. So, what did she say? Shadow. Oh, I like your name, Shadow. Let's wake up the government. Let's wake up. The government is out here snatching our kids and killing us as we come together. They've been doing that before we started coming together. Now everything is just televised. But I agree with you. So the mirror neurons are basically, the easiest way for me to explain it is like birds of a feather, right? With an empath, your mirror neurons are like, you can become a reflection of whoever you're with, Okay? And the your electromagnetic fields, our fields are just huge. They're expounded, right? I've heard of some people where like they can feel what's going on like 3 miles away. I personally don't want to feel that because I will become emotional. And so I purposefully keep mine like close to me, right? I only want to know how you're feeling if I'm working with you or if you're my kids, you know? And my kids, like they can come like this in my face, you know, with all of my like overwhelming me with their touching, but they're my babies, so they can get close. So yeah, we feel everything if we are open. So a lot of the times, as an empath or even highly sensitive people, you have to shield yourself from negative vibrations and other things in the environment, right? And for those of you who are empaths, or you're like coming into your like empathic self, it's important that you keep yourself grounded and balance yourself so that you can tap into if the energy that you're feeling is yours or someone else's, so that you don't take it on and then begin to act in a certain way when that feeling really has nothing to do with you. It's important to be able to turn it off, okay? It does take practice. It takes a lot of control. Things that I suggest that people do when they really start deep diving into their empathic selves is read as much as you can, find a mentor. What else? Start meditating, do a lot of grounding meditation. And then also, what is it? Practice emotional intelligence. Because let's just say you start taking on the emotions of someone else. You have to be able to walk yourself through, you know, what is going on. And you have to be able to really, like, seriously, you have to be able to, how do I want to say, like, cut it off. You want to be able to react more efficiently or in a positive manner or something like that. Let me think. How am I trying to say it? You want to act accordingly, right? You don't want to just react to be reacting if you don't know what's going on, right? So if you're picking up that someone is emotional, whatever, they're angry, they're fearful, like you don't want to pick that up and then you internalize it thinking that you're the one that's angry, and then like somebody says something to you and you like go off and you're just like losing your shit, right? You don't want to do that. Sorry for cussing if there's anyone sensitive in here right now, but it's the truth. You need to be emotionally intelligent. I mean, you need to be emotionally intelligent in general, right? Because you can't just be all over the place acting a fool. Not in these streets, right? But definitely work on being emotionally intelligent. Work on there's so much. here's what I would say. Me speaking to myself, right? If I was speaking to me back when I found out that I was an empath, I would say, don't make eye contact with people on the street, because there are people who can tell what you can do, and as soon as you look them in the eyes, they are on you like a gorilla in the mist. And they will attempt to suck your energy from you. Empaths are more likely to get in relationships with narcissists, because the narcissist knows that you're literally like an endless well of free energy, because empaths are constantly trying to heal people, make them better, So learn the red flags of a narcissist: male, female, mother, father, like whoever. If you're an empath and there's a narcissist in your life, or you suspect that there is one, learn the traits of a narcissist. I love the purple frames. Oh, thank you. I should get an affiliate link. Well, I have an affiliate link. The company is Zenny Optical, but I need to post it, because everyone said that they love my glasses, and I love them too. So hold on. Yes, come on in.
Hello.
I'm live, so stand right there so you're not on camera. What's up?
I was doing my quiz and I got 90%.
You got a 90%? Awesome. I'm excited. Are you proud of yourself? I'm proud of you too. So what else is going on? What class was that in? Geography, yeah, that's kind of hard. Good job, baby. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
What do you want to do right now? What time is it?
Just eat something.
Okay. All right.
I didn't eat anything.
Huh?
I didn't eat anything else, so I'm just gonna go eat something.
All right. The fridge is full, so go ahead and get what you want. Okay. But yeah, I need, that was my son. We homeschool because I had to take him out of public school. I had to take him out of government ran forms of everything. You know what I mean? For me, it was because I needed teachers who didn't look like us, not putting their standards on us, because they didn't jive with our lifestyle, right? Also, school, in my opinion, has not been updated since the Industrial Revolution. And kids don't go to work anymore. So my child doesn't need to be trained to follow the bell system. My child doesn't need to just be trained on learning information and then regurgitating it. He needs to truly know how to think on his own and recognize bullshit when he hears it. You dig? So we took him out of public school. Now, and I've noticed that now that we do homeschooling, he's not all stressed out. There's not hours of homework at the end of the day. There's not, and not to tell his business, but he needs more time to concentrate on certain subjects. He just needed more time. He's not able to get that in school. So now that he has the time to focus on what he likes and what he wants to focus on, and just the regular curriculum itself that we've implemented, this kid is getting straight A's and B's, when before it was I just be I know that you can do this, but now it's fun. Now he's enjoying it. So homeschooling, I'm 100% for it. Anyways, thank you for the compliment about my glasses. I'm gonna get that affiliate link up soon. so that you guys can get these glasses and I can get paid because I love them. They are metal. I love them. And they're so perfect. And sometimes they like have like a holographic look depending on how the sun's hitting them. Anyways. And purple's my favorite color. Ow! Okay, let me stop acting. So, as I was saying prior to all of that, narcissists are drawn to empaths. So as an empath, you have to know what the red flags are. You need to understand the triangulation. You need to understand gaslighting. You need to understand manipulation. You need to understand, I call it guerrilla warfare. That's when they like love bomb you with all these compliments, give you all this attention, and then like within seconds they like punch you in your eye, you know, not really, but emotionally or with their words. They punch you in the eye and then tell you you're not good enough. And so now you're like, oh my God, what happened? And now you're trying to like climb back up this ladder to get into their good graces so that they can continue with the love bombing. It's a vicious, toxic cycle, and you need to be aware of it. Like, this is the stuff that they should be teaching in school. If you're going to go to school, like, teach me the real stuff. Teach me the things that are going to keep me safe in this world and out of toxic relationships. But, you know, they don't do that. They teach you the stuff that they want you to know so that you can regurgitate it and you can get out into this world and just continue to regurgitate all this other ridiculous toxic stuff that you really don't have a need to even know, you know, but whatever. Impacts. Meditation. Meditation is so important for you to ground yourself so that you are attached, more focused on the how do I want to say it? You want to ground yourself so that you know you are like secure to the earth. That's the best way for me to explain it to you. I'm doing a bet. Would you guys fight a car-sized chicken or a human-sized crab? I feel like that was the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. Anyway. Ground yourselves in order to rebalance or balance yourself. You need to be tethered to something. Whenever I meditate, I pretend like there's a red cord coming from the base of my spine and like digging into the earth. And I literally go all the way to like the middle of the earth. I believe, or I see when I'm doing this meditation, that I'm going through the earth into the middle earth, and there's like another land. It looks like a big forest with like giant trees the size of like Devil's Tower. Anyways, I attach my red cord to this tree, like I wrap it around it. I wrap it. And then I'm tethered. I like pull on it, make sure I'm like stuck. And then I go back up. And then that's how I ground myself. And I do that. Honestly, I do that every night before I go to bed. Because I astral project and I want to make sure that I come back. Do you teach health as well, like hormonal imbalances? I don't teach about it. I know about my body. And I can share with you what works for me. Is there something that you're going through that you might want to ask me about? And if I know about it, I can share with you what I use. Because I had my second child late in life. I had her 3 years ago. And I was what? almost 40. I was 40. 39. So after her, she messed up all of my everything. Right? Like I went into like perimenopause. And I kept telling my doctor, I'm like, yo, something's not right. He's like, no, you're fine. It's because you're older and you're you're considered geriatric when you have a child like after 25. Anyways, but if there's something that you want to know, and if I've gone through it, I'll definitely share it with you. But I don't regularly teach about health or hormonal imbalances. That's not really my niche. So, ground yourself. Balance your energies. An empath. It's so important that you know about your chakras. Definitely get yourself a book or someone who could teach you about it. Let me see if I have a book right here. I don't, but I know that I have like the Chakra Bible. I read that a couple of times. It's helpful. But again, there's Google at all of our fingertips. If you are watching this right now, you have access to Google, Bing. What are the other search engines that can be utilized? Use those and read about it. It's important in these times. Well, it's always been important, but definitely now there's so much information that's available at our fingertips. It's really, really important that folks start doing their own research. Like, I can give you the information, I can provide you with the details, but once you research things on your own and understand it for yourself, and you are able to apply it to your own life, then that's when you really start learning and understanding, and that's when you start healing, that's when you start growing, when you do the work for yourself. Now, you definitely should get a mentor or some type of teacher or a guru or someone that you follow, someone that you resonate with, right? And it can be multiple people. It doesn't have to be just one person, because everyone is anointed in so many different ways, right? I may know something that Judy doesn't know, but Judy may know something that I don't know, right? Anyways, definitely get the information for yourself so that you can make it work for you, because everyone's life journey is different. Everyone's life journey is different. Everyone's spiritual journey is different. Everything is different. For each and every individual person, it's just different. All right? So, ground yourself. You can do it with meditation. You can ground yourself using crystals. You can ground yourself using essential oils. You can ground yourself using salt lamps. I used to sleep with a salt lamp on, and it just made I'm not too well vested in the science behind it, but I know it has something to do with the ionization of is it electrical particles? Anyways, you have to look that up too. But I used to sleep with one on at night. I really enjoyed that. It broke, and I never went and replaced it or tried to fix it. Sometimes things happen because you just don't need them anymore, right? And since then, I have just been able to fall asleep and do well on my own. I also moved, so I'm sure the air is different. Nonetheless, you have to be able to balance your energies. You have to keep your chakras cleared. It's helpful, right? Everyone isn't going to be able to have every single chakra cleared and balanced or unblocked all the time, unless that's something that you just do and focus on and work on all the time, right? Like, there's some people that go to the gym every day, 3 hours a day. There are some people that work on their chakras. You have to do what works for you. Okay? What else do I have in my notes here? Being empathic makes you a kind of beacon for those who are unable or unwilling to create their own energy and instead steal it from others. Those are the energy vampires. Those are the people that see that you have a certain kind of light and they literally like just latch onto you. You're like, get off me. And they don't go anywhere. They won't. They'll just be like, no, I'm here. I'm going to suck up all your energy. So definitely when you're an empath, it's important that you learn how to set your boundaries. I should teach a class on setting boundaries 101. Matter of fact, I'll do it now. Say no. If something doesn't work for you, say no. If something doesn't bring you joy, say no. Even if it's to your kids, say no. There you have it. $300 worth of setting boundaries classes right now. You just got it for free. Say no. Practice it. No. Period. Why? If someone says why? No. No, period. That is a sufficient answer. I mean, if you want to go into it more, you can say because that doesn't work for me. That doesn't bring me joy. That isn't what I want to do. You know? Whatever you want to say, but no. No is always good. Let's see what else. I've already said that. I mentioned that empaths are most susceptible. My tongue is tied. Empaths are more susceptible to being psychically or energetically attacked. So people who are aware of what you can do will seek you out. So this is the time where you have to like really use your intuition and use your own discernment to determine if the people that are seeking you out are really for you or if they're seeking you out because you have something that they want. I mean, I guess in turn, we all want something from someone else, right? But it has to be mutually beneficial, right? I just can't be giving you all my energy and you're not giving me anything in return. Like, you're not even giving me no money. You're not buying my groceries, like something. You're not buying me a wig, makeup, some lip gloss, like something, you know? Time and energy is money, period. So when people are giving you something, don't hesitate to give them something back to show gratitude and appreciation. Okay? Don't just take. It's not fair. It's not kind either. And it's definitely not of love. So people who drain others' energy, they're constantly in like distressing moments. You know, you ever have that friend that whenever they call you, and they shouldn't be your friend anyway, but they're always like in distress, like something horrible just happened, like there's always some kind of calamity, and you're like, girl, can you stop? I do not even have the bandwidth for you today in all of your situations. But I want to tell you something. A lot of times if someone is always calling you and it's about something negative, keep in the front of your mind, in your frontal lobe, right, that is a form of manipulation. And that their need for your sympathy is how they pull your energy out of you. Because now you're an empath. So now you're giving them sympathy. And now you're like, oh my God, I feel so sorry for you. I know exactly what you're going through. And right? Now they're able to feed off of that energy that you're putting out to them because you just want them to have love and you want to be kind and all of this. Think about it. Granny 1962, you say it's like when someone comes in an interest in the room and checked all the air out of it. When someone comes into a room and they like suck all the air out of it. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, the person is just draining, right? The person is it's like they just take everything, right? They take energy to deal with. They take everything from you just so that you can manage them. They take all the goodness of all the air out and you can't breathe. Yes. I understand you better now. Yes, it's exactly like that. Absolutely 100%. But it can also go where the person, sometimes energy vampires, they can absorb your energy and not say anything to you. Like they literally can just sit next to you and you just feel drained because their energy is so high and not necessarily like positive or high vibrational. They just have a lot of energy coming from them, and so their energy needs to feed off other energy, so the energy that you're releasing just from your own aura or your own field, they're pulling it from you. So yeah, a lot of energy vampires, like they have a lot of drama going on though. They have a lot of something. There's always just something happening and you're like, how do you have that much time in your day to always be in something? Aren't you tired? You know? Like, good grief, child. So anyways, as an empath, it's important that you learn these red flags of energy vampires, of narcissists who are also energy vampires. They like to start fights on purpose to drain you of your essence. It's important that you learn how to cut off communication, like immediately, right? Or restrict the people from you. For example, sometimes you have to work with energy vampires and or narcissists, so you can't just cut them off, right? It's not like it's like your ex and you're just like, you stay over there, I'll stay over here. I'm gonna block your number and delete it from my phone. Don't talk to me. These are people that you have to work with, right? Now, in my Patreon, and when we're done here, you guys can go to that. But I do have a self-paced course on how to survive narcissists, especially if these are people that are a part of your everyday life and you cannot get away, right? Or you choose not to get away, but because you don't want to break up the family. But I do teach you some techniques that go in depth on what you can do. But right here, I'll just share with you a few. So, set your boundaries. You don't even have to tell them what your boundaries are. You just set your boundaries with yourself. And when they start to encroach, then you start doing your backup, right? So if you have that boss that likes to come and well, I don't know if they're still doing that now considering with COVID, but I'll give you an example. I used to have a manager who liked to bend down next to me. They as I'm working, they're bending down, watching what I'm doing, right? So I had to tell this person, hey, you're really invading my personal space right now. And I I'd really appreciate it if you didn't stand that close to me. You're making me extremely uncomfortable. Now, mind you, at the time I was working in California. And in California, anything that you do, I mean, it should be like this anywhere, but anything that you do, well, let me say this. I was working in the public sector, not really the public sector, but I was working for like government in California. And so anything can be looked at as sexual harassment. So as soon as I was like, you are making me extremely uncomfortable, they backed up, right? Sometimes you have to use the laws in your favor. You feel me? So things like that. If you have a mother who is prying and she's always trying to like get your kids to be with she wants your kids to always be with her instead of the kids being with you. Y'all don't live together, right? If she has a key, take the key away. If she won't give the key back, change the locks on the doors, right? You have to set your boundaries. If she's, I heard one story where the mother-in-law started having her grandkids call her mom instead of allowing the kids to call the mom. I thought that was weird. I thought that was really out of place. I personally would have just told her no. My kids wouldn't have come around her if she couldn't have stopped. And if my mate, her son at the time, didn't see that as being weird, then we definitely have to change the dynamic of our relationship. There's just some things that you guys really have to learn how to step into your own favor and set boundaries for others so that you can live in peace, mental peace, physical peace, right? Like that's something that you deserve, is to just have peace. And if you're not going to have peace, if you're not going to do things to allow you to have peace, then it's really kind of like, what's the point? If you're just going to let anyone do anything and everything to you, you know, it's unfortunate. It does happen because people feel like they are stuck or people feel like they aren't strong enough. And I get that, but you are. You're able to create your own reality. You're able to do whatever you want to do for your well-being. And if people do not respect your boundaries, then you have the right to remove yourself from them or remove them from you. However you want to look at it, you're able to turn off that relationship. So anyways, as an empath, it's important to cut off communication with the person who restricts your personal energy, and you are allowed to seek protection. How do you seek protection? I personally utilize my angels. I use my higher self. I also have, I venerate my ancestors. And here's the thing with that, though, is that I know that I have ancestors who are benevolent. And I know that I have ancestors who are malevolent, right? So I know who to call on when I need certain things done. And that's all I'm going to say. You have to figure that part out on your own. Who can you call on when you need protection? Who do you call on? In a spiritual sense, who can you call on? Now, if you don't have a Smith & Wesson, right? And we're not going to go to jail over stupid stuff, right? Just because someone like crossed your boundaries. But what we are going to do is protect ourselves spiritually. And we're going to let things be handled, right? That's just my opinion. You guys can take it or leave it. If it doesn't resonate with you, then that's absolutely fine, right? Everyone's journey, everyone's life, everyone's thinking is totally different. I'm just sharing with you what I do. All right. So definitely ask your angels, ask your higher self, ask your source or your creator, your universal creator, to help you with cutting the connection between whoever it is that you want that connection cut with. And they will do it. You just have to ask, right? It does help if you do have a relationship with them where you speak to them on a regular basis and not just when you need something done. It also helps if you give gratitude regularly. I just actually did some videos on that here on TikTok in regards to giving gratitude to your spiritual team. So go and check that out once we're done here. You can also ask them for healing, balance, and strength. Okay? And so you would need to learn the signs early. Honestly, you need to learn the signs early to steer clear of people who are going to take your energy or who are going to try and manipulate you. But if you're new to the game, then that's okay. That's why I'm here, because I know that there is somebody who needs to hear all of this. There is somebody, even if it's just one person, that needs to hear that it is okay to go dead silent on people who are harming you emotionally, physically, right? You have the right. This is your soul, this is your spirit, this is your body, this is you. You get to protect yourself. You get to. Point blank, period. All right. Lastly, I just want to share before I log off is that as an empath, it is like a part of our purpose. It's not our whole purpose, but it is a part of our purpose to raise the energy and the vibrational rate of our surroundings and others. Okay? But in doing so, that doesn't mean that you neglect yourself. Like I said before, always put yourself first. Period. Always. As an empath, you put yourself first. You make sure that you're good. Your medical's good. Your mental health is good. Make sure you are good before you try to pour into anybody else. Because if you're not strong, if you're not stable, if you're not balanced, if you're not grounded, they will pull you in, and you could, again, like I said, with the mirror neurons and your electromagnetic field, you can get pulled in and you can take on other people's energy, and then you become who they are, or you become what they are going through. So just remember that in order for you to do all these things, right, to raise the vibrational rate, you can meditate, you can go into deep prayer, you can send out healing, you can send out love and light, and you can help others and our planet, okay? Now, when sending people energy, do not send people your energy. Send people the universal energy of love. Send people the universal energy of healing. Send people the universal energy of whatever it is that you are sending. Send them the universal energy. Don't send yours. Don't deplete yourself for nobody else. Okay? Again, take care of you. So, with that being said, y'all, I'm going to log off because I am hungry and I want a snack. So, I really hope that this has helped you. Please like this video. Please follow. Please share. I do appreciate those that did share the video or this live. I will be posting it on my YouTube, which is The Goddess Revival. And again, I do have self-paced courses on my Patreon. The one that I spoke of here today is called How to Thrive with a Narcissist. Okay? It's a 7-day course. You can do it as fast or as slow as you want to, but the way that I did it was so that you would be able to practice each subject for 7 days, right? But if it takes you 7 months, if it takes you 7 days, if it takes you 7 weeks, it doesn't matter. It's self-paced and it's yours, right? When you join my Patreon, then you automatically get access, right, to all of the courses. So you guys go on over there and check it out. And I'm going to say ta-ta for now, and I'll see you later. Bye.